Today's Chicago Bears mailbag is sponsored by Rex MD, the #1 leader in men's telehealth. Get up to 95% off this holiday season with Rex MD and get your bedroom life back on track with Rex MD. RexMD.com/chat gets that discount up to 95% off. All right, we'll kick things off with F. Marsh, and then we'll catch up on some super chats. He says, should the Bears sign Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley this offseason? Running back group has been trending down late in the season. I kind of agree with that, man. Like, even Roschon Johnson had a rough week picking up blitzes last week. Khalil Herbert has not looked the same since the high ankle sprain. I like Deontay Foreman as a north-south guy, but I think over time throughout the season we've seen he's not a true #1. So I'll be curious. I don't know if I want to pay big money to Jacobs or Barkley, but I do think you're going to see some sort of addition in free agency or in the draft. So keep an eye on the running back position because it's been a little underwhelming, especially in the second half of the season. Now, if you wanted to choose between these two backs, which one would you take? Type JJ for Josh Jacobs, SB for Saquon Barkley. I think I'd lean Barkley, but I like both these guys. JJ for Jacobs or SB for Barkley. First time super chatter from Tone. 5 jumping jacks from me. 4, 5. Shout out to Tone P. Says, would it be so bad to keep Fields and draft a quarterback? If it's not Williams or May at the top, I think that scenario could play out. But if you're going QB with the #1 or #2 pick, I just don't think that person coexisting with Justin Fields is healthy for the franchise. Like, in fact, I think Fields and his camp would probably just demand a trade anyway. So don't think that's going to happen. And quite frankly, if you take a quarterback at the top, you should trade Fields and get some draft capital back to get some more picks. Harrison Graham's beard, would we be better off signing a center or drafting one? I mean, the safer play is signing a proven center. There's a couple of them available in free agency. The higher ceiling long-term plays to find one in the draft, maybe do a combination. Maybe you sign a vet to like a 2-year deal. And I don't mean like a Lucas Patrick vet. I mean like a clear starting caliber center. And then maybe you get like a Van Pran or the kid out of West Virginia in like the 3rd round. Let him sit for a year, take over the year after. I could see some kind of combination like that being the case. Josh Canale, who would be your top target in free agency? I know he's a little older, but like if you could get Chris Jones here, man, like you put him next to Montez Sweat and they get after it for the next 3 or 4 years. Like, Chris Jones will be 30, so, like, let's say you give him 4 years, $120 million, $30 a year. Like, you may not get 4 elite years, but you're probably getting 2 elite years, 1 really good year, and, yeah, maybe by that 4th year he's not great anymore, but you could also structure it where most of that money's in the first 3 years. So I would love Chris Jones. I would take Danielle Hunter, Brian Burns, Josh Allen, any of those edge rushers. We'll see which ones hit free agency, which ones get extended, but yeah, there's a lot of impactful defensive linemen that are going to be free agents, and if you could get one to pair with Montez Sweat, I would love that. NRG Bro, so what people are saying is that someone, Caleb, who is shorter than Justin Fields by 2 inches, slower than him, and has arguably a weaker arm than him, I actually don't agree with that last part, and has questionable mental fortitude and has almost identical weaknesses, is a generational talent. Well, Justin has a very good arm. But Caleb Williams, couple things. #1, his release is much faster. Much faster. I think he does throw with better anticipation from where he's at his point where Justin was when he was coming out. Now, I do think Justin is a better, more accurate deep ball thrower than Caleb Williams is. But even though Caleb Williams plays off structure a lot, I do think he's capable of getting the ball out quicker when he does play in structure. So, look, I'm not sitting here saying Caleb Williams is 10 times the prospect Justin Fields is, but I think if you asked every evaluator in the NFL over the last decade who was a better prospect coming out of college, I think 99% of them would say Caleb Williams over Justin Fields. Now, that does not mean he's going to be a better pro than Justin. Justin is faster. He does throw a better deep ball. He is bigger. But Caleb Williams is a really good talent for a reason. So, there he is! There he is! We'll get to Alan J in just a second, but first, we got Rex MD, the online leader in men's telehealth. I can't believe Alan J paid up. And hey, maybe Alan J needs some Rex MD. And what Rex MD is it's going to help you gain that confidence back in the bedroom. Do you wish you could have that more fulfilling sex life? You're not alone. That's why we're excited to tell you about Rex MD right now. They offer an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for erectile dysfunction without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the United States, so you can trust their quality. Plus, the customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. So if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED forever, head on to rexmd.com/chat, rexmd.com/chat. Get 95% off with their generic brands today and a free gift as well this holiday season. rexmd.com/chat. That link is in the comments and in the description. Get going with RexMD today. I got to give Alan J a round of applause. He hopped into Bears Now Live, I think during the Week 1 debacle against the Packers, started talking shit as a Browns fan for some reason at the time, and said, hey, the Bears aren't even going to win 5 games this year. Well, they've won 5 already. May not be much more than 5, but we made a bet. He said, if it's less than 5, you got to send me $50. I said, all right, you got to send a $50 super chat if I'm right. So kudos to you, Alan J. I got to be honest. I did not think you were going to show your face here, and you actually did. He said, we'll be enjoying a Lombardi. I'll tell you what, you want to double down? If Joe Flacco wins the Lombardi, I'll even go this far, Alan. I will send you $100 if the Browns win a Lombardi with Joe Flacco this year. All you got to do is come back and send another $50 super chat if they don't. I'm giving you a 2-for-1. He says Williams gives him Johnny Manziel vibes. May will be another Trubisky. That's a lazy comparison. Might as well draft Marvin, get Shedeur next year when you guys inevitably have another 4-win season. Well, again, not 4 wins. But Alan, I give you props for showing your face and paying up. That's what a man does. So kudos to you. Good luck to Joe Flacco winning playoff games. All right, Wasim Khan, I'm afraid the reset the clock thought will win out. I've come around on Fields. Besides, there's a generational talent every year. Yeah, I mean, look, it's there's arguments on both sides. I mean, there really is. That's why I'm kind of at peace with it, to be honest with you. Like, I really have wanted it to work out with Justin, and I think with better stability and structure in this franchise the last 3 years, it would have. But that's not the way this played out. So if you roll with him and keep building this roster, I'm cool. If you trade him and reset, I understand that as well. I'm kind of at peace with it, if I'm being honest. Matthew Burns, the third and right option is keep Justin, trade down for Jayden Daniels, let the cream rise to the top. If it's Daniels, unload Fields for more picks. Sure, I guess you could go that option. But, guys, Jayden Daniels, at worst, is going to go top 10, I think, unless he just has an awful pre-draft experience, and I think if anything, it's going to be really good. He's going to run a fast 40. I think he's going to impress people at the combine. He's a 5-year starter. I think that helps in his favor as well. You look at a guy like Brock Purdy who started a bunch of games. I think teams are going to be more and more interested with guys with experience. So, sure, if you want to trade down or use your second pick on Daniels, you can. I have a hard time believing that you draft a QB in the first round, keep Fields, and have them compete. I don't see it. If you want Bears coverage every single day, 365 days a year, we're the channel for you. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. Bears videos on a daily basis. Tito, appreciate the 10, brother. You don't bring in DJ for 1 year to trade Fields the next. You trade for a haul and build for the future. There's always, quote, generational, quote, talents in the future. Remember, Trevor Lawrence and Vince Young, how did those work out? Trevor Lawrence has been solid, although I will say, you compare like him and Fields this year, it's not that big of a difference. They've been pretty similar overall. Vince Young, that's a whole different story. But yeah, to your point, there's no guarantee, and I've said that. Like that is the risk of going Williams or May. Is what if they don't work? Like you at least know with Justin, there's some level of a floor there. Like the floor is fairly elevated. The floor could be lower with one of these other guys. Paleo, appreciate it. In a mock, I took Spencer Rattler in the 4th as a developmental guy while keeping Fields another year. Thoughts on a guy like Rattler in the late rounds? I also DM'd my full mock here. All right, man, I'll check it out. Got to catch up on some DMs. Been busy with the holidays here. I don't hate that idea. I think most teams should take a quarterback every year. How do the Bears in that situation? Maybe Bajan's your QB3. Rattler's your backup, or flip-flop, maybe Rattler, just a redshirt year next year, you just develop them. That could be a possibility. I'm trying to think of, like, Rolly, I don't know if there's any, like, rounds 4 or 5 guys that come to your mind for the draft this year off the top of your head. Like, if Cam Ward came out, I would be intrigued by him, but I think he's going to transfer somewhere. Like, Bo Nix, he's not going to fall that far. Penix, obviously, is going to go pretty high. Sam Hartman. I like Rattler's tools better, but Hartman's a good call. Like if DJU ended up going to the NFL, but I don't think it. Jordan Travis, someone like that, coming off an injury. Maybe you get him late. He's a high character guy, but yeah, those are kind of the day 3 guys we're talking about here. Henry Forte, Harrison, what are your thoughts on Ben Johnson wanting $15 million a year to be a head coach? It's too much money. Well, his agent came out and said those reports are ridiculous. So, who to believe? I mean, I tend to lead agent there. But my thoughts are this: 1, I don't think a first-time head coach is getting that. 2, I personally don't really care. It's not my money. It doesn't impact the Bears' salary cap. So if they want to pay it, it's fine with me. Doesn't matter to me. They're billionaires. They can afford it. Daily basis, what if Harbaugh takes the head coaching job for the Bears but says we have to draft JJ McCarthy in the first round? I mean, I don't think he would get a job with the job with a written agreement of drafting McCarthy. Now, sure, they might look into that scenario. But again, if you get Harbaugh, he should have say at quarterback. I do believe that, and I'm in on getting Jim Harbaugh. I don't want to blindly just guarantee him you're going to draft his quarterback, but I do think he should have some say as well. DJ Moore, what's up, DJ? What Bears do you think will make the Pro Bowl, or who do you want the Pro Bowl? The guys, that's what's interesting about the Bears. They actually have a lot of guys with cases. DJ Moore, Montez Sweat, Jalen Johnson, I would say all have very strong cases. I think Cole Kmet has a case in there as well. You got those 4s or another one. I think TJ Edwards has a very strong case. He's been damn good this year. That's 5. I mean, 5 Pro Bowlers for a team that's not going to make the playoffs. I mean, that'd be pretty good. I don't think, Tevin Jenkins maybe, but he missed the first 4 games of the year, so he probably won't make it. I don't think like a Jaquan Brisker is going to make it, although he's come on strong as of late. So I'd say anywhere from like 3 to 6 guys certainly have cases, and, we'll see which ones get voted in there. Appreciate all the questions on our live mailbag. If you have any more, you can hit me up on social media, at HGramNFL on Twitter. Same handle on Instagram. It's at HGramNFL. Hit us up. We got you covered. More Bears content.